On you.
Shalom. We the Hebrew Israelites come out week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, which is spiritually Sodom, Egypt, the Roman Empire, Babylon, and to let you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian and Haitians know to seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah while you got time. So with that, we'll give our praises to Yahweh
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Ba'ashem Rukah Kodash.
Double honors to the apostles, the elders, great millstone, who rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the Akim, pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, waking up the hope for the elect. And shalom to the Akwa who are listening and learning. So let's go with Malachi 3 and 6.
This is Malachi chapter 3, starting at 6. For I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
And this is about restoring you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, okay, West Indian and Haitians. This is about building up, okay? It ain't always about putting down, it's about building up. We out here to let these so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans know, hey, it's time to wake up, man, out of sleep, man, okay? It's time to wake up out of sleep because destruction is coming. The Lord is about to send his son, Yahweh Shah, back to destroy this earth, man, and redeem the elect, man. Hey, let's get Revelation 11 and 12. We are in the time, man, to be on point, to be on fire. Not to be lukewarm. You're either gonna be cold for the Lord or you're gonna be hot. He said, ain't no in between, man. If you lukewarm, the Lord gonna spew you out of his mouth. We are in the time of prophecy playing out. And we see this every day in the news, man. And everything that go on through the news, we filter it through the scriptures because it's all prophecy.
This is Revelation chapter 11, starting at 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud.
Hey, and that's the chariots, man. Okay? Hey, get Isaiah 26 and 20. That's gonna be the salvation for the elect, man. Those chariots. We supposed to be on point, man. And if you're trying to get salvation, it's only one way to get salvation, and that's repenting for your sins, man. Okay? Hebrews 11:6 say, without faith, it is impossible to please Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. So it's time to get right, man.
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
This is 2nd Esdras chapter 2 and verse 27. Be not weary. I'll start at 26. As for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful. But thou shalt be merry and have abundance.
So that's letting you know that the elect gonna have a hedge, man. Okay? The elect gonna have the armor of the Lord on, man. But everybody else, hey, they ain't gonna have no protection, man.
I got more.
Go ahead.
Verse 28. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell.
That's gonna be that armor of the Lord, man. That's what's gonna cover the elect, man. The armor of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. But the heathens, and that's talking about 2/3 of our people, they're gonna be part of those heathens, man. They are heathen because they're following the customs of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Go ahead, read that real quick. Yeah, the precept?
No, I'll bring this out real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 26, starting at 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy door about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed.
Hey, that's the Lord telling you, hey, get in your chamber, close the door, while these missiles finna destroying the earth, man. And that's for the elect. Read it one more time, brother.
Isaiah 26 and 20.
Now this how you know this is talking about chariots, man. This ain't talking about sitting on clouds, man. He said, enter into thy chamber. Go ahead.
Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers,
Right,
and shut the doors about thee.
right,
Hide thyself as it were for a little moment,
right.
until the indignation be past.
And that little moment is only for an hour, man. But the Lord said in 1 hour will he destroy Babylon the Great, man. Mystery of Babylon, the virgin daughter of Babylon, man. Okay? He said why the indignation be overpowered, meaning that righteous anger of the Lord, man. And that's talking about them chariots and the missiles, man. 200 million.
Can we finish out with this? I got a precept to back you up on the chariots.
Go ahead.
Precept will finish this out.
Go ahead. No, that was it on.
All right, come. This is Acts. I'm gonna start at 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Right.
And he said unto them, it's not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his power.
Beautiful. Nah, that was beautiful. He brought that out because we are here to restore the kingdom of Israel spiritually, man, by pushing the word of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. It ain't for us to understand a word about when he coming back. Just do the work.
Right.
That's the whole point, man. We ain't the
one
one
job.
about. We're not supposed to be worried about when Yahweh Shai coming back, man. He say just do the work. But understand, he gave us signs. He told us in Matthew 24, you shall see these different signs and understand that you are in the last days, man. So the whole point is just doing the work.
If I can say this, the scriptures tell you not to meddle not in unnecessary matters.
Come.
You know, if we being sent on a mission, and we all the way in a different location, and you counting the chicken packets at the back home at the base, that's irrelevant to the mission.
Come.
Let's worry about that when we get back to the base. Right now, we on a mission, and that mission is to do this work, man.
Right.
I'm at 8. But ye shall receive power after the Holy Ghost is come upon you, and ye shall witness unto me both in Jerusalem and in Judea and in Samaria and unto the uttermost parts of the earth.
And that's the 4 corners of the planet, man.
And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight.
And that's the chariot, man. Yes, sir. That was good on that. Yes,
Hey, if I can say this, that's deep because the moment Peter asked that question, the Lord said, it's not for you to know the time,
Right.
because you got to preach here, you
Right.
got to preach here, and you got to preach at the uttermost parts of the earth.
That's reincarnation, man.
Boom. Come on, man.
Hey, let me finish these
Go
last
ahead,
2
go ahead,
precepts
go
out. It says, and while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparels,
Right.
which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing upon heaven? The same Yahushua which is taken up from you into heaven shall so come in like manner.
Hey, so don't be standing still, man. Worrying about the stars and the quasar and the moon, man. Do the work, man. Go
on,
ahead.
It's simple.
You standing around saying, Yahweh Shai, hey, come get me. Hey, we all like that, man. But do the work while you doing that, man.
Yeah, don't be caught up in what kind of sandals Yahweh Shai gonna have when he
Good.
come back, and
Right,
what kind of thread gonna be in his garment.
right.
You know, cross the finish line, man.
Which one of the women made David go off?
Right.
I mean, Solomon Salaki.
Come on, man. Worry about what's in front of us. You know, meddle not in unnecessary matters.
This last little bit.
Right.
Which is taken up from you into heaven shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven.
Now hold on, read that verse, that last. When it say, why you standing here gazing? Hey, worrying about the wrong things, man.
Wrong things at the wrong time. This is Acts 1 and 11.
Man, that's beautiful, man.
Which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven?
He already told him, hey, go do the work, man. You gotta go here to preach. You gotta go to Judea. You gotta go to the uttermost part. Why you still standing here gazing, man?
Hey, that's just like your supervisor at your job. You see y'all sitting by the cooler too long.
Right.
He
God,
come pull the Sandman on the Apollo. Come, hey, get your ass
Grab
off.
that hook.
You know, get
Right.
to work, man.
you standing here gazing for? Go ahead,
Oh man. The same Yahushua which is taken up from you into heaven shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven.
That's some chariots. Bring out your
Chariots.
precept, Bob.
This is
That was Psalm 104.
Sirach chapter 3 and verse 21.
Right,
Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee,
right.
neither search the things that are above thy strength.
God.
But what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence, for it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret.
Right.
Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand.
Right. But that's what I was telling your brother about that precept about when them
Con, this is
So
what
man, we ain't worried about how many planets out there or how many stars it is. We
If
ain't
the
worried
earth
about
flat
that, man.
around.
We ain't worried about none of that, man. We worried about this work, man. And hey, pushing this truth, man. Not knowing if you're gonna get salvation or not.
Right. And if I could say this, a lot of people lose sight of that. A lot of people get this understanding. They think that a seat on the chariot is already reserved for them,
Right.
and that they can slack on the work.
Right.
And it doesn't work like that. And the Lord oftentimes kick you in your ass if you're lucky. He'll kick you, hit you with a jab, which is a life trauma to shake you up a little bit to remind you you ain't got no front row seat on the chariot yet. That ain't a guarantee.
God, man. This is not the time to be won by things that doesn't matter, man. Hey, even the elder Malcolm would say, stick to the meat scriptures, man. To the basics, man. You got, if a Jake do come up, man, he not on no milk level. I mean, no meat level. He not even on a milk level.
Right.
Half of the people don't even understand that the Messiah was a dark-skinned man from the tribe of Judah.
And if I can say this, the majority of our nation don't know who they are, period. You can bring up Yahushua, you can bring up laws, you can bring up all kind of stuff, but Jake don't even know, Jake don't have no skin on his bones.
Come on, man.
He's a dry bone right now, walking around
Still
the
in the
earth,
battle.
blind to who he actually is.
Come on, man.
If he don't understand that, why would you be curious in matters that's not going to affect your mission? Your mission is to wake up the hopeful elect. That's your mission. You got it, brother.
And prophesy to the wind, man.
Right.
Bring that out, dog.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
This is 2 Peter 1 and 10.
Right.
Wherefore
Beautiful.
the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
Beautiful.
For if ye do these things, ye shall never fail.
Hey, that's the Lord telling you, man. We not knowing if we got a seat on the chariot.
Right.
But the Lord said what? Read that again.
Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fail.
He said you should not even fail. Not even know if you got a seat on the chariot. But do the work anyway, man, with faith and hope, man. That's the point. Your faith and your hope, man.
You know, Paul was talking about that. He said, unless I bring you to the knowledge of the truth and I myself end up a castaway.
Right, man.
Meaning that even though Paul was taught by Yahushua himself, he still understood that his seat wasn't guaranteed.
Come, man. I got a precept. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 37, verse 19. There is one that is wise and teacheth many, and yet is unprofitable to himself.
Because you can lose the point, man. You can lose the reason for the season, like they say in church.
Right.
You know, you can lose the mission objective, which is to wake up your nation, to wake up your people, man.
Come.
That's the mission objective. A lot of guys doing this leisure learning like they already got a seat on the chair. So I'm just gonna learn about, you know, David playing the harp. I'm gonna learn about, you know, what kind of notes David was hitting,
Right.
you know, all these unnecessary matters. Our job, we have, you know, like they say in the world, you got one job. And that's to wake up the hopeful elect. If the Lord called you to this understanding and he moved you to teach, you're supposed to be teaching to wake up the hopeful elect. That's your job.
Come, man.
You got it, bro.
It's on you.
This is Ezekiel 9 and 4.
Beautiful.
And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, throughout the midst of Jerusalem,
Right.
and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
And that's what we out here doing, man. We out here sighing and crying, man, for all the wickedness that's going on in Babylon. Go ahead.
And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after them through the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
Go ahead. And that's what he telling, and that's what finna happen, man. Them angels finna get busy, man. They been getting busy for a while now, man. Just on a small level. So while you got one angel setting the mark, which is the exempt from judgment, you got another angel going behind them, slaying, man. Go ahead, you might well get the meat off that.
Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children.
And that's talking about whoever, man. Old, young, it don't make no difference, man. Okay? The Lord say he have no respect of persons, man. If you ain't of the elect, you are done for. Go ahead.
And women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary.
And that mark is exempt from judgment. Go ahead.
Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house.
Right.
And he said unto them, defile the house, and fill the courts with the slain, go ye forth. And they went forth and slew in the city.
And that's the job of them angels, man. They get busy, man.
And we in a life and death, we in a life or death situation right now. You know, Jake, forget that part. We in a life or death situation. You know, the Lord said that when you wake up your people, you know, when you tell Jacob his transgressions, you wipe the blood off your hands, man. Meaning right now, what we're doing is warning our people of an imminent judgment. Imminent meaning it's not an if, it's a when.
God.
You got it, brother.
Yeah, Psalm 103 and Psalm 104, verse 4.
Well, I got a precept.
104 and
Why
4.
you getting that?
Go ahead and finish that. You got something else?
I got it.
Go ahead, go ahead.
It's
Bring it out.
Joel chapter 2, verse 32.
Right, beautiful.
And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord,
Yahweh
Yahweh
Bahashim Yahweh Shah.
shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion,
For in Mount Zion. Now that's the same verse in John 3 and 16 that these Jesus freaks love to go to, talking about it's for everybody. Read that again, huh?
and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem
He said for in Mount Zion and Jerusalem, man. Go ahead.
shall be deliverance, as Yahweh by Shem Yahushai have said.
And what is another word for deliverance? Being saved.
Come.
That's what being saved is.
From your enemies. From your enemies, man. And the Lord gave us a distinction of who our enemies were. And it's all these 17 nations, man. These heathens
Heathen nations.
that was round about.
The Lord have said, and in the remnant whom Yahweh by Shem Yahushai shall call.
And that remnant, that's a precept what the brother just read. That's in Romans chapter 9, verse 26. And it's also in Hosea. And it's also in Isaiah, man. Okay?
I got.
He said a remnant, man.
I got the one in Isaiah. So
Read that real quick. Because it's going into them angels that's getting busy, man.
What you wanted, 104 and
4.
4?
Yeah.
This is Psalms chapter 104, starting at verse 4.
And it's a precept to Ezekiel 9 and 4, man, about the angels putting in work. Go ahead.
Who maketh his angels spirits,
Right.
his ministers a flaming fire?
Right. And they get busy, man. Okay? They get busy, man.
Amos 3 and 6.
Right.
Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid?
Right.
Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it?
Right. Con.
I precept.
Break it out, dog.
This is Sirach chapter 36 and verse 7. Raise up indignation and pour out wrath. Take away the adversary and destroy the enemy. Make the time short. Remember the covenant and let them declare thy wonderful works. Let him that escapeth be consumed by the rage of the fire,
Right.
and let them perish that oppress the people. Smite in sunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen that say, there is none other but we. Gather all the tribes of Jacob together, and inherit thou them as from the beginning. O Lord, have mercy upon the people that is called by thy name, and upon Israel, whom thou hast named thy firstborn.
Now, he said gather the tribes of Jacob, man. Okay? That's you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, and Haitians, man. And these heathens gonna be destroyed, man. They have no partake in this, man. They are outside the temple, man.
Yep.
What profane mean, man?
Outside the temple.
Outside the temple, man. These demons have, hey, it say the remnant, man. He's only calling back a remnant of his own people, man. So how the hell these Edomites gonna get salvation?
I got a precept.
All right, let me read this.
Come.
This is Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smite them. That's talking about you Edomites, man.
Yep.
But shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power. For though thy people of Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness.
And that's what you have, man. You have the remnant overflowing with righteousness. And our righteousness is as filthy rags. So imagine how great the righteousness we're going to receive in the kingdom will be, man.
Right.
You know, the Lord is blessing us right now by separating the remnant, the ones that are chosen from the foundation of the earth, to set up this standard, man. Because 2/3 of our nation refuse to, man. They have given up, they have settled for where we're at right now. They've settled to be Babylonians, to take the crumbs off a master plate, and to just be satisfied with the crumbs, man. You hungry, but you tell the master, I'm full. You know, the Lord said that he coming that we might have abundance, that we might have life and have it more abundantly, man. And that's the time that we living in. But only the remnant is gonna really understand that.
Back on what he said. Isaiah 1 and 9. Except the Lord of hosts had left us a very small remnant,
Right.
we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
And you can kind of see that in the spirit, man. When you see guys walk past the brothers that's standing out here boldly for Yahweh Shema Shai, and they say shalom, man. Because they recognize that this is a standard, even though they don't understand it in their fullness.
Right.
And the Lord may have it where they can't come in. They still acknowledge that this is a standard that the Lord is setting up for his people, man. I had a preacher. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod.
Right, beautiful, beautiful.
And the angel stood saying, Rise and measure the temple of the Most High,
Right.
and the altar, and them that worship therein.
That's talking about the elect, man. That's out here doing this work, man. Go ahead.
And that reed and that rod is the scriptures, man.
Come.
Verse 2, but the court which is without the temple, leave out and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread underfoot 42 months.
And that's talking about the heathens, man. Okay, it tell you in Zechariah that the Baptist shall dwell in Ashdod, man. So, hey, these heathens, they are profane. They outside the temple, man. That reed that he told to measure is talking about the scriptures, man. And they were talking about the elect, man.
Well, I got a precept on
That's
that.
why you got these little small, small altars, these little small sanctuaries all over the world, man, pushing this truth.
I got another precept on that.
Go ahead.
So a precept on that rod being the scriptures is Psalms chapter 23 and verse 4.
Yeah.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And what did Yahweh Shah say? He was going to send us what? The comforter.
Comfort.
You know, what is this comforter? It's the truth. It's
It's the
understanding.
scriptures, man. It's understanding, the wisdom, man.
Wisdom.
Okay, Proverbs 4 and 7 say, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding, man. Because without that, okay, Isaiah 33 and 6 say, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times, man. What time? The time of Jacob's trouble, man. Without that, man, you're going to be left out here, man.
And that's crazy. Everything that Jake is craving in this carnal world, if he gets wisdom, he gonna get it times 1,000.
Right.
He gonna get everything times 1,000.
But just like in the wilderness, our people wanted temporary blessings, man. They wanted something that was good to the flesh now.
Right.
They didn't want to establish a kingdom and take their time, because our people, even us now, we don't really have a concept of eternity. You know, our people understood reincarnation, but even in that one life that they had, they wanted to live, so-called live it to the fullest.
And you always go into that how Jake want to live good in captivity.
Yeah, you just want to make your prison a home, man.
God, man.
You put a nice little rug at the front of your little cell, so when the door open, somebody can walk on the carpet and you just pretend like it's a mansion, and it's not.
Take
man.
your feet off on the rug.
And our people refuse to accept that this is not a mansion. Our people refuse to accept this is not their rest, man.
When the warden come to get you, you don't even want to leave. Nah, warden, let me stay.
Yeah, he got his three or four books just stacked real neat. You know, he got a small cell, but it's clean as fuck.
Right.
But our people don't have a concept of anything bigger. They think that that's as big as it can get.
That's why I say wisdom.
That's beautiful. You said that.
That's why we need wisdom.
I think about that a lot when you like, man, Jake just in a cell, man.
In a cell.
In a cell. He got his soup stacked up. Right, little cheese doodles.
You got the game.
Right.
He can get him a new 2K18, 2K19.
Right.
He can even get some box.
Good. Got some box
You know?
and everything. Hey, just let me stay in my world.
But that goes into what we were talking about last week. You know, Jake is looking at his history at the beginning of the inception of America.
Right.
So Jake looks at right now as a come up.
Right.
That's why they don't want to hear about slavery, because they believe that that's their beginning, and they believe that right now we've progressed.
And Snoop and Steve Harvey, they always say they tired of seeing racist movies and they should stop making them and we should forget about slavery. Well, the Lord said, I'm gonna put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, man.
And he do that every day. Every day you see some injustice being done to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans is a reminder that this delusion that you're in a society that actually cares about you is false, man. And they have to continue to purposely not look at what's going on in the news to continue their delusion. That's why they don't want to hear about slavery.
Right.
Because they got this delusion that everything is fair right now.
Right.
But even if you took away every racist movie, Esau's still gonna give you a reminder of who's on top.
Right.
Look at Gucci. Gucci got a sweater that mimics blackface.
Right.
So if it's not in movies, it's gonna be in clothing. If it's not in clothing, it's gonna be in something else.
And it's a shame that it really is the spirit of Yahweh Shemal Shah. But it took Gucci having to do some outlandish, overtly racist stuff to make these rappers think about where they spending their money. And that shows you that you can have men that have money and no understanding. They don't really care about their nation.
No wisdom.
Instagram posts don't equal up to fighting for your people, man.
And that's a scripture that say, hey, though they got money, but they was without wisdom, man.
Full of dead man's bones.
I gotta preach. You got it, brother. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, starting at 7. Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me. I called upon Yahweh, and the spirit of wisdom came to me.
Right.
I preferred her before scepters and thrones,
Right.
and esteemed riches, nothing in comparison of her.
Right.
Neither compared I unto her any precious stone,
Right.
because all gold in respect of her is as little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her. I loved her above health and beauty, and chose to have her instead of light.
Right.
For the light that cometh from her never goeth out.
Hey, that's
that-
the oil in your lamp forever, my
And
bad.
if I could say, that's why it says that our sun shall not be darkened, man.
Come on.
And that the Lord is going to be our light in that day, because we're going to overflow. Each member of the Israelite family is going to overflow with righteousness. That light is going to be seen on our people. We're actually going to have a glow. Just like when Yahweh was on the earth, he had a glow. His face shined like lightning.
Hey, wisdom make a man face of the shine, man.
I got a precept too on top of what brother brought out.
got
Sirach chapter 40 verse 20. Wine and music rejoice the heart, but the love of wisdom is above them both.
Beautiful. God. Hey, without wisdom, man, you have nothing, man.
Nothing.
You are nothing, man. You are less than nothing, man. We already, the Lord said in Job 25, we are like worms, man.
Right.
Okay? So without wisdom, man, you're just a piece of dirt, man. You are of no importance, man.
Well, the Lord called it, the Lord said that you like beasts. A man without wisdom is a beast, man.
Right.
If you ain't got no understanding, you likened unto a beast. Because what do our people do? And what do the majority of the world do? They do what feels good to their body.
Right.
They don't do anything that feels good to their spirit. That's why our people are so obsessed with looking good instead of actually being good, man. Our people are obsessed with that because they're trying to cover up their insecurities. Because our people's beginning starts at slavery in their mind. They don't see anything past that, man. You got it, brother.
Let me read it real quick. This is 2 Ezra, chapter 13, verse 55. Thy life has thou ordered in wisdom, and has called understanding thy mother.
Come on.
Hey, come on.
And that's the
Drop
man.
the
I'm
mic.
gonna get that too.
The mic has been dropped.
Right, man.
Let me get that too. I gotta.
Break it out, Locke. You good?
Here we got Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 24.
Right.
For wisdom is more moving than any motion.
Right.
She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of pureness.
Done.
For she is the breath of the power of Yahweh.
Hey, that's that breath, man. That he breathed into Adam, man.
I gotta
Go ahead.
And a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty.
Done.
Therefore, can no defiled thing
come
fall
into
her.
Done. That's beautiful, man. Hey, if you boil that, hey, listen, man, you don't get the truth, man. If it ain't for you, okay, John 15 and 16 say, you cannot choose me, I choose you, man. Okay? And he gonna raise you up at the last day, man. So this is not for a bugged out 2/3 or no heathens, man.
Well,
You
this
can't.
is-
Hey, go
Salaki,
ahead, dog.
this is not for the average Israelite, man.
Done.
You know, even though even the least of the nation of Israel is going to be as King David, you know, in excellence, this is not for that.
Right.
The common man of Israel. The Lord is raising up what? The governors,
Done. Right,
princes
right,
and governors.
right.
The Lord said that, what was that in Malachi? That saviors, he will bring up saviors.
Right, yeah.
You know, because we're representing this truth. Come on, man. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6. And I'll start. Ooh, it's a
That's that
lot,
fire.
man.
Get that fire. Get that meat out there, man.
Come on,
Hey.
All right, I'll start at 12. Wisdom is glorious and never fadeth away.
Right.
Yea, she is easily seen of them that love her,
Right.
and found of such as seek her. She preventeth them that desire her, in making herself first known unto them.
Right.
Whoso seeketh her early shall have no great travail, for he shall find her sitting at his doors.
And that's the Lord saying in Isaiah 55 and 6, man. Seek ye the Lord while ye may be found, man. Go ahead, dog.
Verse 15, to think therefore upon her is perfection of wisdom. And
That-
whoso...
Let me, I'm gonna say this.
you good, dog.
That's why what he just read, the Lord say, meditate. When you read Joshua 1 and 8, he say day and night, man. Meditate, man.
The Lord's Prayer, our daily bread.
Right. Come. And this ain't, that daily bread ain't talking about just no food, man. That's talking about these scriptures, man. We get fed through the scriptures, man.
Right.
That's why he said man should not live off bread alone. Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6 and verse 15. To think therefore upon her is perfection of wisdom, and whoso watcheth for her shall quickly be without care. For she goeth about seeking such as are worthy of her,
Right.
showeth herself favorably unto them in the ways, and meeteth them in every thought. And that shows you that you have to be worthy to understand what we are able to receive. That's why in Ecclesiastes 3 it said, be not curious in unnecessary matters. Because what you already got is more than men can understand.
Right,
You know?
right,
And that's the
right.
fear of Yahweh Shem Shah, which is what? The beginning of wisdom.
Right.
Continuing, verse 17, for the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline,
Right.
and the care of discipline is love. And that discipline goes back into what? Temperament, the mastery, bringing your body into subjection. You know, disciplining yourself from your lust of your flesh.
So in other words, you want to be correct.
Exactly. And you want to correct yourself. You want to be better than you were yesterday.
Right.
The majority of these people live like beasts because they only live for the flesh. Discipline causes you to live above the flesh because it causes your mind or your spirit to control your flesh.
You live on impulse.
Exactly. Continuing, verse 18, and the love is the keeping of her laws, And the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption. That means it's a guarantee. You know, make your calling of election assured through diligence. Because it's an assured thing. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, your hope should be in mercy. You know, that's why we say tunnel vision. We ain't seeing no worst case scenario.
Ain't no plan B.
Ain't no plan B. We burnt that bridge, literally. We only on this way. We only going one way, and that's it. And that's what wisdom is telling us. Look, don't doubt it. Step into it. I know it's scary, but step into it. Continuing, verse 19, and incorruption maketh us near unto the Most High. Right. Therefore the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom, that ye may reign forevermore.
Right.
That's it on that.
Hey, that's beautiful, man. Hey.
You can stay right there the whole time.
I got a precept.
Read the whole wisdom.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 13. It reads, whoso feareth the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, and shall do well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death. To fear the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. It say the fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom, right, making peace and perfect health to flourish, both which are the gifts of power, and it obligeth their rejoicing that love him. This verse 19, wisdom raineth down skill and knowledge of understanding, and exalteth them to honor that hold her fast. Amen. To the Lord to give you this wisdom, not to understanding, man, it's beautiful, man, because you can still be bugged out of your mind in the world, man. Still worrying about how you gonna get money. Just lusting of the world, man. 1 John 2 and 15, man. Okay, lust not the cares of the world, man. And this, without wisdom, man, you are left lonely, man, with nothing, being destroyed. Because prophecies are playing out, man. And Jake warned about just having a good time, man, living it up. And the Lord told Esau in Lamentation 4 and 21 to rejoice and be glad. But you got Jake doing it worse than Esau, man. They rejoicing, having a good time, man. DJs go to work Monday, ready to go to the club Friday and Saturday, man. Yep. Their mind is focused on nothing but clubbing, having a good time, and eating shrimp, man. Straight up. They need their cocktail sauce, man.
Man.
These niggas finna be destroyed by missiles, man. You 2/3 finna get destroyed, but Jake ain't worried about nothing but what's popping, man. Right. Okay? The latest trend. What LeBron and how Kobe doing?
Beer blunt in the barbecue.
Right. Go ahead, dog.
It's a quick pre, because we keep talking about wisdom.
Hey, wisdom is the principal thing,
we know
man.
That's the principal thing. Now we got to tell the people where to go get it.
Right. Where to get it from, huh?
This is Proverbs chapter 1 and 20.
Right.
Wisdom crieth without.
Right.
She uttereth her voice in the streets.
That's the highways and byways, man.
She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates.
And we at the opening right now, man. We screaming at the top of our lung, man. Lifting our voice up like a trumpet.
Like a trumpet. In the city, she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
Right.
Hey, Isaiah said, Lord, how long? What the Lord told Isaiah? Until the world be utterly wasted, man.
Utterly destroyed.
Go ahead. That's how long.
And the
hey, that's how long.
It's real. And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
And who's the biggest fool? Esau, Edom.
Esau, Edom.
The Lord say, hey, they are
Base
children
man.
of fools, man.
Base
So
man.
he got, when you go to Isaiah 9 and 15, it tell you that the leaders of these people cause my people to err, man. And they that are led of them are destroyed, man. So the biggest fools is really you Jakes, man.
Right.
Because Esau is nothing but a base man. He
What-
doesn't matter, man.
what did
So
the Lord
biggest
say?
fools is you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man.
What did the Lord say? He said, why trimmest thou way to seek love? Man?
Right, done.
You know, Jake tries his hardest to hide the spirit that the Lord gave him.
Right.
I forget the guy's name. I think it's James Baldwin. He was
Yep.
one of those so-called deep thinkers back in the 60s.
Yep.
He says the idea of progressiveness to the so-called white man is for you Negroes to be more like him.
Exactly, man.
That's their idea of progression, so-called civilizing you.
Con.
And when you think about it, that's really what it is. The Jake that the so-called white man hold up as a picture of what you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans should be is just a carbon copy of the so-called white man.
Done,
He
man.
cut though his own people. He all about himself. He'll lie, he'll cheat to get it. And it's about suppressing the spirit that the Lord gave you, man. That's
Right.
why Jake got to contain his manliness. That's why Jake got to contain his desire to want women, because he's in Esau's kingdom. Come on, man.
That's deep.
Precept. It's Isaiah chapter 9, verse 15. The ancient and the honorable, he is the head. And the prophet that teach lies, he is the tail. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. So who's the, it say the ancient and the honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teaches lies, he is the tail. So who's the ancient and the honorable, man? Esau eating the so-called white man. Hey, it tell you that, and the prophet that teaches lies, he is the tail. What do these so-called Jakes in these churches go get their doctrine from? The theological seminars. Who's teaching that? Esau Edom. And what these Jakes do? They go back to the churches. And that's what the Lord say. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. So our people go to these harlot houses and get that same doctrine that was taught to them on the plantation, man. And hey, he said the blind shall lead the blind. They shall both go into a ditch, man.
That's that crafty counsel.
And
Right.
even in the ancient world, our people was doing that, man.
Right.
They were making deals with these other kingdoms to get
God.
these little benefits, man. You go into the Maccabees, all the way up until Yahweh Shah's time with the Sadducees and the Pharisees.
God.
They had a certain little deal with the Roman authorities, so they didn't want to interrupt that whole blessing. So they tried to stir the people in a way that would benefit them. Same thing is happening now, and that's why it's spiritual that the Lord said the last shall be first, because that also goes into these pastors, man, who hold themselves up as the men of the Lord. You're not going to be reverenced like that in the kingdom.
Done. This is verse 19 in Isaiah 9 and 19. Through the wrath of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah of hosts, is the land darkened, man. And the people shall be as fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother, man. And also, these Jakes in these churches, man, they say no man shall spare his brother. These Jakes gonna be killing these pastors, man. When they find out these pastors is deceiving them, man, they gonna kill them, man.
So if the wisdom is light and it's darkened, they lack wisdom.
Say the world is covered with darkness, gross
Gross
darkness.
darkness to people, man.
But the light of the Lord should be seen upon thee.
Right. Bring it out, huh?
This is Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 10. Many pastors have destroyed my vineyard.
Hey, beautiful.
They have trodden my portion underfoot.
Beautiful, man.
They have made my pleasant portion a desolate wilderness.
Gosh.
They have made it desolate, and being desolate, it mourneth unto me.
Right.
The whole land is made desolate, because no man layeth it to heart.
Who mourn to the Lord, man? The elect, man. That's why we out here signing the crying, because our people is destroyed, man. Read that again, bro. Read that again.
That's a perfect precept.
Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 10. Many pastors have destroyed my vineyard.
And that's talking about you damn 501c3 charter demons, man. Go ahead, huh?
They have trodden my portion underfoot.
Who is the Lord's portion, man? It tell you in Deuteronomy 32 and 8, man. Verse 9. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance, man. He chose Jacob to be his portion, man. Israel. Go ahead.
They have made my pleasant portion a desolate wilderness.
He said they have made his pleasant, what?
portion a desolate wilderness.
Hey, man.
The Lord got
Jake
away with
is
words, man.
destroyed out here,
The
man.
Lord got away with words.
Hey, if that ain't cold, if that ain't...
Because if you look
Paint the
at Jake,
picture.
Jake is desolate, man.
Right.
You can just look at Jake in his eyes and he's desolate. He don't know where he going and where he coming from, man. And then you look at our neighborhoods, desolate wilderness.
Desolate wilderness, man.
We had a Jake up here. What was it, like 2 or 3 weeks ago? We was dropping some knowledge on him.
Levi Jake.
Nah, the other 2 Jakes. It was
Oh, yeah.
Tom.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah,
asked them.
yeah.
We was like, they looked like they was taking in the word. And one of the brothers asked them, "What do you believe in?" This Jake said, "I believe in absolutely nothing.
Yeah, a dry bone.
Desolate wilderness,
A
man.
completely
Gone.
dry bone, man.
Gone.
You got to up.
The Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 7. This goes back to where we worry about more of what's popping now in the world that's supposed to get wisdom and truth. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where they lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, we have not known it. What has pride profited us? Or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us? All those things are passed away like a shadow. And as a and as a post that hasted by. And as a ship that passes over the waves of the water, which when it is gone, by the trace thereof cannot be found.
Cannot be found.
Do you know how cold that's gonna be for the people who actually come to that realization? Because once people arrive at that point, there is no hope. Once you get to that point, there is no solution for you. That's like an ass whooping. You just gotta take it now. You try to throw your little jab and now you on the ground. You just gotta wait until it's over.
Wait until the beat down is done.
Come on,
And
man.
it hit home with that scripture. Why
God.
gain the whole world and lose your soul,
That man,
man?
they say what have riches profited us, man.
Right.
That show you got
Nothing.
people that think that that's their solutions, chiefly our people. And then you see that those people of ours that's got that money, they more bugged out than Jake that's working a 9 to 5.
Beautiful point.
Jake that worked a 9 to 5 got more happiness than these rich Jakes, man.
Man.
They just, the only difference is they pretend to be happy,
Right, they
man.
pretending. Come on,
Jake, Jake
Drummer.
straight with a blackie violin and a fifth of hand, man. Like
They gotta show it off.
Hey,
Today
DJ
was a
Drummer.
good day.
Hey, bring that precept back.
that's
man.
beautiful, man.
Running
Bring that
back.
precept back.
Wisdom of Solomon,
Call
chapter
Allah, you know
5,
about you know.
verse 7.
Come.
We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where they laid no way. But as for the way of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, we have not known it. What hath pride profited us? Or what good have riches with our vaunting brought us?
Hey, the scripture say power puffeth up, man. Go ahead, dog.
All those things are passed away like a shadow.
Gone. Nothing, man. A trace in the wind, man. Go ahead, dog.
And as a post that hasted by, and as a ship that passes over the wave of the water.
Hey, listen. When you see a ship or a boat move through the water, man, you can't see the cut from the boat when it passed by, man. It's gone. All you see is another wave just rolling back and forth, man. It's gone. The trace of the ship is gone, man. Just that quick.
Hey, they gonna
Don't
play
know
that
which way it
Titanic
went.
music. They gonna play that Titanic music at the end as the ship
Yeah.
right away.
Right.
Yeah, man, this shit's
Go ahead,
over with.
You reaching?
Which when it is gone by, the trace thereof cannot be found.
There it is. You can't find it.
Come on, let's get it.
Neither the pathway of the keel in the waves.
Hey, that's why, hey, the path is narrow, man.
Right.
Tell you that on one side is fire, on the other side is water, man. Okay? Which way you gonna lean? Or you gonna walk straight, man? Down that straight path, which means difficult, man.
You gotta look more.
Go ahead, huh?
Or as when a bird hath flown through the air, there is no token of her way to be found.
You can't see how a bird cutting through the wind, man. It just flying. Ain't no trail from the bird, man. So you can try to follow a trace, man. Ain't nothing. Go ahead, huh?
But the light, but the light air being beaten with the strokes of her wings are parted with the violent noise and motion of them. Is passed through, and therein afterwards no sign where she went is to be found.
Hey, ain't no string tied to the bird, man. Where you could just follow. Hey, ain't nothing, man.
Bird beacon.
Ain't nothing, man. Hey, them some cold cuts, man. Go ahead, huh?
This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 13.
Right,
Enter ye in at the straight gate,
right.
for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life,
Right.
and few there be that find it.
Now look, you got two pathways. One wide, one narrow. The one that's wide look good, man. You see, it's full of people. They popping off. You can see riches. But when you look at that narrow gate, you like, man, I see a couple of Jakes down there, man. I don't see but a couple people on that one. Hey, let me hit this wide gate, man, cause this way it's popping it over here.
Right.
Guess what? Hey, man, that shit finna get burnt up by fire, man. Straight up. You look at the wide gate, it look beautiful. Okay, they got parades going on down there, right? Everybody chilling, eating shrimps and lobsters and just having a good time. When we look at the narrow gate, all you see is somebody playing a harp, and you see about 2 or 3 Jakes on the narrow path. Like, man, what's going on this one? Why it's so dead over there? Guess what? That's really what life at, man. Okay, they got that saying, you looking at grass from the opposite side, it look real green. But when you get on that side, that grass be brown as hell. But when you look back, the grass you was standing in was dark green, man.
I got a precept. Exodus chapter 23, verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
Beautiful.
Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment.
And what Jake loved doing, man, following the ways of Esau Edom, when really they be following the trend of Jake's.
Right. Which is backwards.
Which backwards. Jake on the bottom, but you got Esau Edom trending to Jake, but you got Jake's trending to Esau Edom because they got the money.
You know, they got a saying where so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the culture that we have is just a bootleg, we just bootleg white men.
Right.
2/3 of Jake are just like a bootleg, a poor man's copy of the white man.
Right, man.
So-called white men hate Negroes, Negroes hate Negroes. Just a poor man's copy of the so-called white man. And that's why this threatens the other nations. This is what makes them see this and fear, man. When they actually see Jake with a standard, that ain't something that they gave us. They gave you BET. You know, they gave you the skinny jeans or whatever trends that they come up with up top and give to the rappers. This came from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And that's what they're afraid of. Because they can't control this, man. You got it, bro.
This is Hosea chapter 4, verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, ye children of Israel, for the Lord have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of power in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out and blood toucheth blood. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. And that's what's going on, man. You see kids dying every day, man, in the news, man. Even ones that we don't hear about, they get enslaved, man. Why? Because the Lord got his angels getting busy out here, man. It's something we don't see that they don't put in the news. But the Lord is getting busy on 2/3 of our people. I'm talking about these wicked parents and their kids, man. Because we understand your kid, these kids today they come like a reincarnation. So really, they grown peoples in little bodies, man. Really. Ain't no babies, man. You think hey, something happened to, hey, man, that's that judgment, man. We all got a judgment, man. And if you don't seek this wisdom, you're gonna be destroyed. So why not get it now? Hey, you could be forced to get this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, or you're gonna die about it, man. You're gonna die, not trying to get it. We only have a short window, man. Okay, that's what the grace period is about, man. We got grace. to get the wisdom, man. Otherwise, you might as well just kill yourself. Straight up. So Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua gonna do it.